If you're a foodie at heart, you no doubt dream of one day visiting the many regions which play host to some of the best restaurants money can buy. But since travel is still somewhat restricted and dining out at these institutes could cost an arm and a leg, it's probably best to stay at home for now. While you wait though, let's take a look at some of the most expensive restaurants the world has to offer. First up on our list is Sublimation, a little gem hidden in the depths of Ibiza. According to reports, Sublimation is currently the most expensive eatery with seating available to all who choose to dine there. And before you think this is an open invite for all who desire good food, think again. The cost per head is said to be around $2,380. That being said, eating at Sublimation is less about the food and more about the experience. In fact, you'll never see the views Sublimation has to offer in any other restaurant around the globe. You see, as you might have assumed from the name, Sublimation is actually a restaurant which aims to submerge its visitors in a variety of cultures and environments. With state-of-the-art laser shows and virtual reality elements, diners at Sublimation often find themselves experiencing a variety of concepts based on the 20-course tasting menu that is being offered by Michelin 2-star chef Paco Rancero. Those who have eaten at the magnificent restaurant have raved about the fantastic food, which is accompanied by some of the most intriguing visuals, making you really feel at one with the dish in front of you. And since Sublimation is only open for a few months of the year in Ibiza, it goes without saying that bookings are an absolute must, if you can afford the exorbitant cost per head, that is. Oh, and did we mention that visitors will be waited on by a team of 25 professionals? Suffice to say, Sublimation deserves the #1 spot. Next up on our list is Per Se of New York City, a restaurant that is renowned for being an experience that all foodies want to embrace. According to those who have already eaten at the famous establishment, a meal should cost you around $680 per head. Not exactly the arm and leg that Sublimation is taking from you, but definitely more than you usually spend on food per month. You'll find Per Se in the middle of the hustle and bustle of New York City, where it first opened its doors in 2004. And since Thomas Kellers is the one behind the name, there's really no doubt that you'll experience some of the best food a 2-star Michelin chef could prepare. While Sublimation was all about the vibe surrounding its dishes, Per Se is more focused on the dishes themselves, and as such has become known for its delicate presentations and exquisite flavor profiles. There are a total of 3 tasting menus diners can choose from. But if you truly want an experience for the ages, you can't go wrong with the 9-course tasting menu that meshes French and American cuisine together in an unbelievable way. You'll definitely have to book ahead if you want a chance to dine out at Per Se though, as the restaurant has just 19 tables, which stay filled for the majority of the night. And with incredible views of Columbus Circle and Central Park, there's really no better way of experiencing New York. Suffice to say, you'll feel like Gatsby. We then have Ultraviolet, a modern dining experience presented in Shanghai. For those of you who don't know, Ultraviolet is by far the most elite and expensive restaurant in mainland China, with some even going on to say that its exclusivity makes it the #1 desire of the rich and famous. And with a cost per head ranging from around $570 to $900 excluding drinks and taxes, it's not difficult to understand where these sentiments come from. What really sets Ultraviolet apart from the rest of the restaurants on this list is the attention diners get from the staff. You see, the eatery has just 1 table to choose from, which can seat up to 10 people. This means that guests of the establishment enjoy a maximum amount of attention and never have to wait for a waiter to attend to another table when needed. The cost per head will also allow diners to enjoy a tasting menu of 10 to 20 courses, depending on the package chosen. And since each course is intended to highlight various cultures and dishes from around the world, it's something that even the most distinguished of palates will enjoy. It must also be said that Ultraviolet has taken a page out of Sublimotion's playbook, using everything from audio and visual effects to add to the overall dining experience. The kitchen, which is headed by Paul Perret, boasts the largest employee-to-patron ratio, with around 3 staff members for every guest in the restaurant at any point, adding to the allure of Ultraviolet. Next up, we have Masa, another eatery that can be found in the heart of NYC. But what sets it apart from Per Se? Well, at a cost of about $500 $695 per head, excluding drinks and taxes, you're looking at a bit of a price drop. That being said, the quality of the food on offer is just as good, if not better. You see, head chef Masa Takayama is world-renowned for presenting food in its simplest of ways. So if you're looking for a refined experience that really accentuates the main pieces of a course, there's really no need to look any further than Masa. Something else that sets the eatery apart from others is that it doesn't have a specific menu that can be scouted out beforehand. Instead, Chef Takayama prepares fresh ingredients that are only available on the day. While some have referred to Masa as being a trendy restaurant that falls within the overpriced market, it's also a great place to bump into A-listers and celebrities alike. So, if you have some spare cash lying around and desperately want to see a star-studded audience, Masa is most certainly the place to be in NYC. And if you do end up spending a fourth of your income on a meal there, be sure to ask for the sushi that is being served on the day, as Chef Takayama definitely has a way of presenting raw fish in some of the most unique ways possible. You'll have to book at least 4 weeks in advance though, as Masa is incredibly busy. And then we have Maison Pic Valence of Paris, France. By far one of the best French restaurants in the modern world. A trip to Maison Pic Valence will end up costing you around $445 per head, which isn't at all expensive when you consider the incredible meals that the restaurant specializes in. And unlike other famous eateries, Maison Pic Valence is actually a family affair. It's currently headed by Sophie Pic, who is one of the only female chefs in the world to ever be responsible for the running of a 3-star Michelin restaurant. Like most expensive dining experiences, you can expect a 9-course menu, which truly experiments with flavors that are unfamiliar to the lot of us. Everything from candied turnips to deer marinated in socky lis squab can be found to tantalize even the staunchest of taste buds, something that Maison Pic Valence has become famous for over the years. You'll also find some of the finest chocolate desserts known to man on the menu, which is always a great day to round off a special occasion like a birthday or anniversary. We also mentioned earlier that the restaurant is a generational one, and it might surprise you to hear that it's actually coming up on its 131st year of business. So it goes without saying that Maison Pic Valence has something special. With all the trendy restaurants littered across the globe, you don't stay in business that long unless you do. Last but not least is Restaurant de l'Hôtel de Ville in Crizier, Switzerland, which looks more like a historical landmark than a prestigious restaurant. But at a cost of around $415 per head, it easily makes a place for itself as the 6th most expensive restaurant in the world. Although it might be a difficult one to pronounce, Restaurant de l'Hôtel de Ville presents diners with some of the most exceptional dishes money can buy. The menu is often split into tasting portions of 11 courses, each with their own particular focus and story. And while the restaurant is more than willing to change particular courses to suit the vegetarians amongst us, its fresh ingredients are enough to drive anyone's mouth wild with excitement. From Imperial Ossetra caviar to Cristallines de Charlotte, you'll have more than your fair share of new tastes here. And wine connoisseurs will love the fact that each payment includes a bottle of wine, which can be chosen from the restaurant's list of 42. Now that's options. And there you have it, some of the most expensive restaurants and what they would cost you. Would you pay over $2,000 to experience Sublimation for yourself though? Or is there another restaurant that has caught your eye? Be sure to let us know in the comment sections down below.